is For, and today we're popping in to talk about our shopping cart, which at this point in time is both empty and full. I know the Sephora sale is coming up and I'm going to be doing some shopping that way, but not everyone has the same value amounts as far as savings at the Sephora sale. And I also know I'm going to be looking at other places to do shopping. So what I want to do is take you through my makeup buying mindset and what I'm looking at for the Sephora sale, but also for holiday shopping 2022, and kind of go through with you what my thought process is. Now, I'm not necessarily recommending makeup you should buy. That's something that only you know. But I'm going to go through what I'm picking up and why. So we shall get started. The shopping cart for Sephora. Now I know that I'm going to be picking up replenishment items, and that's the first category I'm going to talk about. So the two cleansers that I'm ready to replenish are the Dr. Gross. This is the Melt Away Cleanser. And so you can see this packaging is nice because you can actually see where you are at as far as product left. It does a great job of melting away, as it says, makeup, dirt, etc. It also does a good job of cleaning off hard to take off items, and I can use it with no washing. If I just want to spread it on my face and then use a cloth to take off, I can do that, or I can put it on and go in the shower. So I've really enjoyed that. I'm going to pick more of that up. Because it is a Sephora, I get it at Sephora. I am rouge, and I do buy makeup, absolutely, but I try and work towards my rouge status by replenishment items like skincare and cleansing products and hair care. So that way all the things that I obviously rebuy are going to be working towards my points total for the year. So the next thing is the holy grail of mine. This is the Tatcha. You can't see it, but it's probably down to its last little nubbins. Sometimes I can get a better deal than 20% off at the Tatcha website. So I may look at that this time of year. The Sephora is pretty good. Sometimes they'll have sets that you can have a little bit of money off of. But that's definitely something that if I purchase it at Sephora or through Tatcha, I need to pick up relatively soon because I use this pretty much every day. The other thing that I'll be looking at picking up is the Olaplex shampoo. Now I get it in a travel size, $14 travel size, only because it fits better in my shower. With all of the things that I pick up, finding places for everything to go, it's a lot easier on me having the travel portion of that. So I'll be picking that up during the Sephora sale. And then things that I'm already planning on purchasing is the next category, and it's other websites. Now we know it's not just going to be the Sephora sale. We're looking at all of the different brands, their individual sales, which may be better than the Sephora sale, and also Black Friday, and then into the Christmas season, and then post-holiday after Christmas sales. There's some stunning ones, but what I know I'm picking up in my viewfinder for this Thursday is this ColourPop C3PO palette. I was holding off on picking up the Not a Box of Chocolates palette and the Troublemaker palette to make my purchase all together when I picked up the C3PO palette. However, the Troublemaker palette is currently out of stock on the ColourPop website. So I guess we'll not be doing that. I did say to have them email me. But the Not a Box of Chocolates is still available, and some of the lip products, so I'll pick that up with the C3PO palette. Star Wars fanatic, I probably have some ColourPop palettes that have a lot of the similar colors to it. As soon as I get the C3PO home, we're going to be doing some swatching. But I have loved the Child and the Mandalorian palettes just as makeup, but also as like actual cute adorableness on the Child's part. But the makeup's so good, so I'm looking forward to having the C3PO for the Star Wars completionist in me, but also because I found that I've gotten a lot of joy out of the other palettes, the ColourPop palettes from the Star Wars. So we're gonna go on that ride Thursday. All right. So then what we're looking at is the definitely maybe category. In the definitely maybe, I want to pick up the Tatcha Indigo Cream. I got samples of that through my Ipsy, through their add-on purchases. Really liked it. It was good for nighttime. It was nice and hydrating, but it wasn't overly oily or too heavy. So what I think I'd like to do is do a full size of that. And Sephora is going to be having the full size of that with a mini lip rescue as a set. And then I'll take money off of that. It's the same price as buying the Indigo Cream by itself, and you get the free lip mask, and plus I'll take 20% off of it. So that's pretty much, I believe that if that's available, I will be doing that. The other thing that I've been thinking about as far as creams, I generally have an IT Cosmetics Confidence in a Cream in my bathroom, because it's really good if I need a little more hydration in my skin, but it's not completely like a nighttime, but I'm just feeling a little more dry. I like it. I did have a backup for a long time, but I've been trying other things, so I didn't necessarily need to replenish the backup, but I'm completely out now, and I used my travel size that I have for travel. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably pick that up. That's it. That depends on if, it looks like IT Cosmetics may be having a sale right now for 25% off, so I may get it there. I'm also looking at Ulta. I was doing a deep dive on the Skin Glass sort of rabbit hole, and Peach and Lily had their Skin Glass. Ulta had a sale, a one-day sale on that, so I got it for $27, which in the case of, I like signing up for all the emails for these websites because they'll let me know when there's a sale. And also in the case of the Peach and Lily, they had a gift with the purchase, which was travel sizes of lots of different other products in the Peach and Lily line. I got the Peach and Lily, the matcha pudding moisturizer, and I really love it. And I am almost now out of that one. So that's when I'm going to be looking at Ulta, trying to figure out, if they're going to have a sale at some point in time, but I have my eye on that to pick up because I really did like that. And the other thing is Khaki Reviews Makeup had just done a recommendation for, it's an airless pump travel piece from Reis, R-E-I-S, that you can put your other products in and have them as a pump. And have as a travel size. That's on my May checkout. They do sell that through Sephora. It looks a little camping, sort of travel, but I always want to look for things that are more of a pump style than a dish style that you have to run your finger through. Also on the maybes list, and I really need to go to Sephora and swatch this and feel it. I've been looking at the Natasha Denona pieces, the blush and highlight trio, and then the lips. There's a 3-piece lip. I got burned a little bit from Natasha Denona. She has the I Need a Nude lip, and then she did the I Need a Rose. I tried the lipstick Daphne, and it was so dry and awful. I ended up decluttering it almost immediately. So I just need to take a little swatch and see if I feel like the lipstick is going to be a smart bet. Everybody's raving about the blush trio, the blush and highlight trio, so I'm going to try and see what that feels like. I'm not necessarily interested in the palette because I looked at different creators doing swatches, and I feel like I have all the colors, so we're not going to do that one, but we're going to look at the other pieces from the Natasha Denona set that came out. All right. Now, speaking of small sizes, Charlotte Tilbury has some minis of things coming out. And again, I like to get minis sometimes, or travel size sometimes, because I can try a formula. They fit better in my collection somewhere, or I'm getting something that I'm never going to run out of. So getting a full size is not necessarily a bonus for me. Of the things that I want to pick up, she's got a set on her website of the 2 chameleon sticks. One is in that Pillow Talk, but the other is like a garnet intense Pillow Talk. And I don't remember the exact name of the other stick, but the set is on the Charlotte Tilbury website. And then on the Sephora site is the set of the highlighter and blush, the squeezy tubes. Again, Khaki, I'm blaming her on this one, had kind of thrown down a gauntlet saying that even people who didn't like sparkly makeup and the shimmer would really like and look good in these products. And I've always not tried them out because they were expensive, and every time I tried to swatch it, they looked just like metal. And I didn't really want a metallic look on my cheeks. But she threw down the gauntlet. I figure this is the time of year, if you can get it in a mini. I'm not interested in a price break, so I'm not looking for this set to be cheaper than buying a full-sized for the amount of ounces. Again, I'm gonna probably pick this one up at Sephora, get the 20% off of it, and just try it out. So I'm picking up the gauntlet, gonna try it out, see what I think. And this is the time of year to do that. So that's most probably going to happen. I'm going to pick that one up from the Sephora website. Give Beauty also has some minis. I did try the lipstick formulation in the original recipe, and the original recipe was a real bright red, which didn't necessarily work for me, but I liked the feeling of the formula. They've got a set of minis that has a gloss, a matte, and a more satin lipstick. That if you're looking for that might be interesting. I don't think I'm wavering on that one because I'd like to try the formulations without, going in for a full color, but I believe all of those are in the original recipe. So it might be better for me during the sale to pick up one of the satin lipsticks in a different color, a more muted or mauve-y sort of a color for that. Urban Decay. So I did go to Ulta and swatch the new Naked palette with the Urban Decay with Robin Eisenberg. And the colors were nice, but when I was swatching, it's all very soft. And I guess that's why it fits with the Naked. It looks very bright and bold in palette. But I'm like, how is this actually gonna look on my eye? And it's a little bit softer, but it is an interesting color story. But what I found myself getting roped into was there are a full-size set of 2 eyeliners with the UD Robin Eisenberg, and one is a black sparkly one, and the other is more of this purpley periwinkle sort of thing in a matte. And I really found myself attracted to that, and I don't know when I'm going to use it, but I figured that this was the time to do that at. So I'm probably going to be picking up the Urban Decay liners from the Robin Eisenberg set. I really like the packaging to it. I just am thinking as far as eye palettes, I don't necessarily need the whole palette. I have lots of palettes, and it may be something that later on I'll come back for, which has happened. The Naked Honey palette I came back for. So the Robin Eisenberg one might be, but I am thinking about picking up the 2 eyeliners for that. And the other thing that I need to look at is the Summer Fridays skin tint. I have really loved the Summer Fridays sunscreen. I feel like it's a little bit blurring. It's a nice little bit of color to it. I like the way it feels. It goes on really nicely under makeup. If you're just wearing it by itself, it is not sticky or tacky. It just kind of like settles into the skin nicely and feels good. So it doesn't really like accentuate my oily parts. And it doesn't make my dry parts feel dry, and it doesn't have a weird cast to it. It also doesn't have a weird feel to it or an after texture. So I've really loved that. So the skin tint, I got my eye on it. So I really need to make a decision coming up when I see how my cart totals are doing, how horribly my wallet is doing, whether or not that I would pick that one up. But during the Sephora sale might be a good time to get some money off of that. Brands that I'm watching, One Size, I saw One Size for Holiday has gotten out some duos of the setting spray. I don't know if they're just going to be mostly focusing on their Disney collab for holiday, but last year they had eyeshadows and so forth. They had other sets in it, which I picked up some of them after the holidays as they went on sale. So I might look at that if something comes out that I'm interested for holiday, or if I want to check back in with the One Size website after holiday to see if there's things to pick up that are on sale. Glamlight, I did order the Scooby-Doo. Waiting for that to come in 7 to 10 weeks or so. It's not going to be that bad. It's not going to be, I don't think, as long as the Michaela palette, but there was a lot of, they did have the disclaimer on the website that you would be waiting. I did get on the wait list for the Odin's Eye holiday palettes, for the Christmas Eve and Christmas palettes. I had the launch date and time on my phone. I was ready for it. I went on the site, I got ready, and I didn't hit buy. And then I did other things, and when I went back to it, they were sold out of their initial launch. So it's on wait list. I did put myself in the wait list, so hopefully that for holiday, I may be getting it in time just to feel festive and have a holiday look. And then for other seasonal, I just got in the mail right before we sat down the Nomad palette for fall. This is beautiful, the Hudson Valley palette. I'm gonna have so much fun, but the whole experience looked like celebration of fall. I liked both the warm and the cool reads, so we're gonna play with this. So that was part of my seasonal spending. I also did, when I was ordering, pick up a lip gloss from the from one of the earlier launches, the Provence set. This is in the lavender, and I'm hoping to do a Space Vixen look again with this and with my Teresa's Lethal palette. So what else I'm watching? I feel like for holiday, I already got the Too Faced that I wanted. What we don't know is the unexpected, and this is always the hard part about the holidays, is we don't know what new products are going to launch. I was not expecting the Odin's Eye, and I saw it, and I thought that gave me all sorts of feels for the holiday season, and I also liked the color story. And so didn't expect that, didn't expect a C3PO palette from ColourPop. So I feel like for budgeting purposes, like for me, it's really important to think about, as I'm going into holiday, things that I know I want, things that I need to replenish, and then having a little bit of a cushion for those things that I don't know about yet. Some launch that's going to come along and break my heart if I don't get it, or something that is limited edition and really is going to be limited edition. You know, it's not going to be something that like limited edition and 2 years later it's still on the shelves. And then other things that I kind of want to keep my eye on, but I can wait for a better sale. I can wait for more money off on an individual website, or I can wait for another sale. Last time Sephora had the Sephora sale with the different levels, and then after the sale they did, well, now we have a 20% off for all. And I don't know if that's because they had gotten themselves in some jeopardy with some of the fine print for things. But it's always one of those things that there's going to be other sales. You got to really figure out the FOMO, because I realized when I found that I had missed the Odin's Eye, that they were going to be restocking, luckily, but I had missed that first run. I did feel the pain, you know, like what if I had missed this and I was never going to have Christmas feels from Odin's Eye again. And it's a different enough, the palettes are different enough that my collection doesn't really have all of that there. I may have some colors here and there, but as a package deal, and also the packages are stunning. Like, they're really beautiful. That's, you know, the one of the many reasons why I decided to go ahead and purchase this bad boy, is that the packaging is so much part of the makeup. So I'm getting all of the feels. I'm getting the packaging, the makeup itself, I'm getting the holiday, and I'm okay with that. I understand what I'm getting out of it, that I'm getting something that's extra from the actual item itself. And I'm also okay with thinking about using it year round. I don't have a problem pulling out a Christmas Eve palette, you know, and it's spring. And I felt like the colors could really go any time of year. So just encouraging people to kind of sit down and try and think through these things. And if you're budgeting it out, figure out the best way for you to get whatever it is you need. and then figure out how to best get what you might want. And then what things, you know, you really are going to feel bad about if you miss, or some things that are just that you're getting caught up in the season and the wonder and the beauty and the gifting and the stuff. You know, all you have to do is watch one of these Charlotte Tilbury the videos. It's like gifting season, darling, and she has disco music. And sometimes I mock her and say that she's the bougie Peggy Bundy, but darn it, she really has something going on there as far as making that like lovely world that we're all in with glitter and beauty, and you swept away with it. But this year, all of the brands are wanting to do that in some way or the other. If they're not going to get you with a holiday feel, they're going to get you with a fall feel or a winter feel. Or we've been in winter so long, you just want to break out and have a getting to spring feel. And all of the sales are going to be going on. So if you've prepared some, you know there's going to be some unexpected things. So you have a little bit of cushion and padding. You know the things you absolutely need to get, things that you'd like to get, but only if you can get them, you know, on a discount or a deep discount. If you have any items that you need to go do some pre-work on, like I got to go see all those Natasha Denona things in person. So I have some recon to do. And then the other thing that I just want to touch on briefly, I also think about my seasonal giving. So, excuse me, need more liquid. There's some seasonal giving that I do this time of year, and I have my regular things that I give to in regular amounts. And then I just need to see, you know, do I need to shift that, add that, drop anything, and make that also a part of my holidays, because I do look forward to it. It's a really good feeling making a donation, you know, at a certain time of year, and having certain feels about it. And granted, you know, I'd like to think that it's in light and self-interest, you know, I'm doing good so I can feel good. But in the end, it does make me feel good. So I do try and plan my seasonal giving also. So it's a more full financial picture, and I kind of know what I'm dealing with. But I would just encourage everyone, you're getting hit with all these, you know, this is the Sephora sale, this is the recommendations, and to think about, how do you really feel about this? Are you really interested, or are you getting wound up in the hype? So anyway, there you go. M is for. Let's figure out what we need in our shopping carts, which shopping carts they need to go in for maximum results. And if there's stuff that, you know, we could just, as Hannah Louise Poston says, you know, wish list and wait. There's probably some of those too, you know, just hang out. It's going to be post-holiday soon, and you're going to have some gift cards, or stuff's going to go on sale, or you just got a new budget for the year. Bam. So anyway, hope you're having a great day. Do your due diligence and make some notes, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.